Hello and welcome back again.
Once more, we're here to bring you some more fun spoils games.
This week we have a game between Bizze and Martin.
Yeah, or Glurg or Glurgy. I don't know how he pronounces his name. He was
He's
he's the one.
Glurgy?
Yeah. He's he's the one that made the spoils search engine spoils toolbox.
Okay. Well, either way, it seems like Bizze lost the dice roll, so Martin is starting.
Yeah.
Uh, Actually, I don't think we should spoil what his deck is
Yeah,
about,
but
since it's a nice surprise.
yeah, exactly. I love this deck so much. Well, Bizze plays Arcane Research, so obviously he wouldn't mind going second that much. But I think actually with this deck he prefers going first, even with Arcane Research. I mean, it's not good. It's not. It's never bad to go first.
No.
It's just that you don't get that free Arcane Research.
A free Arcane Research is always nice.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you play it later, you can pick up all the cards in the same turn.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's more viable.
yeah. So he has a lot of Dark Awakenings and Blazing Zeros and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we have Martin start off with Arrogance. So he now is
losing one influence,
Yeah.
and he plays the crest.
So he's at 5 threshold elitism.
Always nice to start
Yeah.
with.
Almost enough for the Gigamagic.
Yeah.
So here he plays a runic map.
A card that doesn't seem play that much.
Yeah, but I mean it's fine.
Yeah, it does what it's supposed to.
Yeah, he did play the. So Bizze shows off that he actually
mulliganed several Dark Awakenings.
No, he mulliganed
Well,
one. He had two and had two additional in his hand. Martin, before he played the runic map, he played the aristocratic artificer, but he changed it for the runic map.
Which I understand, since having it as an item actually protects it a little more.
Yeah, and also you get a discount on the resources you play. So if you want to accelerate, you can do that better than with the artificer. But the artificer, he holds up longer.
Yeah,
you can use
people usually don't use removal on him.
No, because he's just a weak guy. He can't even deal damage on his own.
And he only gets elitism. But what people don't usually realize is that it's actually a good card to make sure your opponent doesn't have it in play, since every turn he has it in play, he gets another card to play as a resource, and thereby actually gaining card advantage and more resources than you.
Yeah, I mean, basically, you may say that he draws you a card.
Yeah.
For one, but it's not always exactly like that. But I mean, he's a good card. I don't think he sees enough play. Although I think runic map in most decks is actually better.
Yeah.
So
either way, Martin removes a token from the runic map to search his deck for an elitism, which he then most likely starts by playing. Yeah. And he gets a micro magic, since he has crest in play.
Yeah.
And he also now has 6 in threshold.
Enough for the Gigamagic.
Yeah.
Although I don't think we'll see.
The dude magic bites.
So he plays a toolbox elf.
Searching for, well, usually people search for hot pepper.
Yeah, hot pepper. Well, since this is the first toolbox elf, he might also search for. Yeah, it turns out he searched for hot pepper.
Yeah.
But he could also search for the prototype or the Craghammer.
Yeah. Prototype to actually get the rest of his, well, combo bits.
Yeah,
or
if you do a combo deck.
Yeah, exactly. Or just Craghammer to deal a lot of damage.
Yeah, apply some pressure. I mean, Craghammer is good. I haven't seen it around lately.
Actually, CM plays it at the moment in his aggro deck. Or, well, aggro. His Gearsmith 5 beat you down.
Yeah. So this is kind of just accelerating.
Yeah, he hasn't really played much else than acceleration.
Yeah, but I mean, ramping is good.
Well, it's
It's not.
fine,
It's
but
not like he's staring down a bunch of guys. So
no, exactly. I mean, no, Martin can only do 4 damage at the moment.
it's so hard to keep them apart.
For you that don't know, there are two brothers, Adam and Martin, and
For some reason, people keep confusing their names. It's super hard.
we
Well,
blame you and Adam. It's your fault.
yeah.
And well, Martin starts. Well, in the end of the turn, he uses the runic map to search for another elitism, and thereby paying 2 to search for 2 elitism is actually really nice. Since well,
Yeah, well, he paid 2 for the runic map as well, so 4.
yeah, that's what I meant. Be quiet.
So he starts swinging with both his toolbox elf and one of the micromagigs.
And pays 3 to draw a card. Madness.
Yeah, this is utter madness. And he's left with 2 open.
We need to make sure Martin gets some micromagics.
Yeah,
Tokens.
Yeah, these decks are pretty hard to keep track of.
Not much of a visual aid.
Yeah, exactly. And I know some players, for example, Bizze, actually needs, or rather, he's relying very much on what he sees. So I mean, I think at least you should use face down cards as micromagigs.
Yeah, something to represent if they're depleted or not.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm usually there at the tournaments, and I have borrowed your micromajig tokens as well,
Yeah.
so I have like enough to play a time travel tourist trap.
Yeah.
So you almost all of the time you can borrow from someone.
Yeah. There's a Strangulate being played at the end of the turn.
Killing off the toolbox elf.
Martin responds by restoring the micromajig, of course.
Of course. I mean, it's not like it's a huge deal, but
no, it doesn't really affect this.
Yeah, but it's better than not doing it.
Yeah, precisely. Martin starts by playing another elitism, gaining another micromagic that can't attack.
Yep, so now he's at 3 micromagics, and that's about it.
And I'm guessing he starts swinging away.
Yep. So chipping away with the micromagics.
Actually a viable situation. And Bizze just make sure that they're representing their depletion by turning the dice to freeze.
Yeah, so you can see. I mean, when I used dice for micromagics, I had them at 1 for restored and 2 for deplete.
Yeah.
But I mean, 2 each in his own.
One of them shouldn't be depleted at this time, though.
Yeah, because he attacked.
It entered play this turn. That's what I meant.
Yeah, but the thing is, he moved one of them. He attacked with 1, so 1 should be depleted and 2 should be restored because he didn't attack with those.
No. Either way. And
so it's the same here. I mean, one of them is restored, but
oh, he's using the 3 as a line to show deplete and restore. That's actually a little cute.
Yep.
Or well, he attacked with them, and past turn Bizze plays a War Beast, which at the time is a 6/6, I believe. No, 7/7.
Yeah, he's pretty big, as usual.
Fat enough. But the thing is, if Bizze doesn't have removal for those micromagigs, it's not really gonna matter.
Yeah, and most of the time you don't want to waste removal on a micromajig.
Yeah, it seems sort of redundant.
It's just a micromajig.
You don't want to play like Strangulate or use Fired Hand on micromagigs. Or well, the Fired Hand I can understand. It's like pay 1 and a card.
Yeah. Oh wait, do you have any shade cards here?
I do. How come?
Because I need to check a wording on one of the cards that we might see in this game.
Is it rare or common?
No, it's a rare.
All the rares are here.
Right, then give me the rares. And keep commenting on the game because...
Well, Adam starts drawing cards, and I'm guessing he's actually looking for something. Big surprise. One usually is.
One usually is.
And he plays, ooh, the wall of text.
Yeah, good card. Good card.
And also runic. What's it called? Runic.
It's their ship, right? The runic junk picker.
Runic junk picker. That's right.
No, runic junker.
No, runic junker. Junk picker.
And actually, that was the card that I wanted to check the wording on.
Yeah. Runic junker at this point can't do anything since Martin needs 2 face downs for it to actually have its effect. But still, it's most likely going to work since he can start by playing a face down.
Yeah, just keep on talking. I'm looking through your cards here.
Martin starts by playing a resource and using the effect of the runic junker. Paying 4.
Where are all your runic junkers? I can't find them.
I think I actually have them in a deck. I have like a lot of decks.
All right, well that's very nice of you.
Yeah. Here, Martin actually makes a little misplay. He doesn't pay with the face downs, so he loses a resource by not paying with the face downs and then letting Bizze pick one of the face downs.
Yeah, because I mean you always want to pay with the face downs.
Yeah, and it's a GGG that enters play for 4. It's fine.
It's quite good.
And there's a little question about how big the war beasts are. But since the war beasts are just running into the micromagigs, it doesn't really matter at this point. But if Bizze starts getting some recurring removal, it's gonna, well, change a lot of things. And there's the Phaposite Assailant, always a nice 3/3/5 for 1. Or, well, if you have your face downs, which people usually have nowadays. Bizze has a opportunistic pirate and a blow up in his hand, so he can actually use the opportunistic pirate in, well, tactic speed and use it to jump block or something of the sort to get rid of the GGG, but it's easier if he just keeps playing resources to get his war beast fat enough. But he uses blow up on well, the wardle of text. I really need to learn what it's actually called.
A contrabulous subtraction.
Yeah, that's right. But as you might
So he destroys the contrabulous subtraction to create the micromagig.
Big surprise.
Or 2 micromagigs, yeah.
And Martin also loses 3 influence, putting him at totally 4 lost and 21 in total. And Bizze pass turn after that. Martin starts by playing another resource, thereby also giving him the opportunity to use the runic junker. And once again, he pays with the face-ups. There's a little shuffling since it matters, and it's actually a
very big atomy visibility.
Yeah, so the GGG at this point is covert.
Yep. So that's a 9/9 covert that can be picked except by items.
Yeah. So that's most likely going to be guaranteed 9 damage each turn, since Bizze doesn't have anything that can block it, and, well, he doesn't have any covert in his deck, as far as I know.
No, I don't think so.
What you would need would actually be one of those pick an option cards from either Shade or Seed, like Essence of Deception or I don't remember what it's called. One for free.
Surreptitious Larceny.
Yeah, exactly. Which actually has the option pay free, pick a character, make that character gains covert this turn, and also draw a card. I think it's
Yeah, but Essence of Deception doesn't give you a cover.
no right. It's Essence of Obsession that gives you covert.
Yeah.
So actually, Larceny is better.
Yeah.
Since it actually gives covert.
Yeah, and it can also prevent flip ups from being played.
Yeah, that's actually true. Which is really nice if you know that your opponent plays a lot of
flip ups.
Yeah, like Noble, Dark Awakening, or anything of the sort.
Yeah, Delusive Trumpet.
Yeah.
Hilarious Refrigerator Alarm.
Yeah. It sees 2-level play. Either way, Martin has taken a little damage, but Bizze gets rid of the hat. Big surprise. Since the hat is really putting a damper on his play.
Yeah.
And Martin draws a card at the end of the turn.
Yeah.
Most likely he's going to start by playing a resource.
Yep, probably face down, so he gets 2.
And yeah, there's a face down. And he... Come on. I think he's contemplating if he want to use the effects, since one of the cards might be something that he doesn't want to hit play, or it's a tactic or something, or it might just be that he wants more cards, since he's losing cards every turn when he uses it.
Yeah, exactly. Although he do put them into play.
Yeah, he does that, but it's still, if it's not a big character, it sometimes feels, well,
yeah, and the thing is, if there are more hats down there, they don't do him very much good, since Bizze got back the Dark Awakening, so he can Dark Awakening a blow up next turn to kill the hat once again.
But
although at that point you have dealt 18 damage to his faction, so I think that might be a good idea.
Play.
Even. Yeah, and you still have the army of micromagics that you can just
block with.
Yeah, so your own life points are
they're safe at this moment.
Yeah.
And even if he destroys the hat, he's going to lose at least one war beast if he jump blocks. But he can't, well, do anything at this time, since he doesn't have Hammer Smash or Blow Up in his hand, and if he doesn't have it in his hand, he's not going to be able to draw into it or play it, since he only has 3 resources. But Martin's actually paying 4 to use it, but no, he plays 3 to actually play a hat from his hand, and actually ignores the Runic Junker.
Yep.
And attacks with his GGG.
Yeah, so that's 18 damage, right?
Yeah. Seems fair enough.
And how much did he deal with
the micromagics?
Yeah, and the toolbox elf. Yeah, well, obviously that's game. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a Runic Junker deck.
Yeah.
Something that we don't see a lot of. But
yeah, I mean, people haven't experimented with the Runic Junker much. I think it has very much untapped potential that we haven't yet looked into. I think it's one of those decks that we need to experiment some more with to see if it's good. I mean, and turn 3 or 4 Mountainous Golem is hard to deal with.
Yeah, and still
followed up by GGG or anything, and
yeah, precisely. Even if, well, as long as you get them early game, it's always fine. But something we need to keep check on is, well, is it fun to play? And yes, it's fun.
Yep, it is. And until next time, have fun and play spoils.